Welcome back everyone. In this tutorial we need to show the types of data for each attribute. So for example, starting with degree, we have here integer. This is the data type for the degree ID, and we used integer data type for all primary keys here in this tutorial, and the same thing for foreign keys. And keep in mind, foreign key should have the same data type as the primary key. Otherwise, you will get an error when you create the foreign key. And for names, we use a text data type. Variable character is one of the most used text data types or string data types, because variable character can be shrinked when we type a name or a text less than 255. This is the number of the characters in that name. So variable character, when we type anything less than 255, is going to be shrinked to contain only the number of characters we typed. So in this case, we can consume less space in the storage that we are using to store our database. And for any date in our entities, we used date data type, like date of birth here, hiring date, termination date. In all these cases, we use date. Same thing here in start date and end date in project. We have another data type which is date time, but we don't need to use it because here our business scenario is based on date only, not date and time. But if you have, for example, another business scenario like orders, we need to select data time because time is also important. We might have hundreds or tens of orders in the same day, but in different times. And for salary, we used float because this is a decimal data type. Same thing for evaluation. We might have some evaluation with 4.5, 3.1, 3.2, so we need to use decimals here. And the same thing for the project budget. Any field requires decimals, we are using float. However, in some cases we can use money. Here I prefer to use float data type. And here for the city code, I used variable character 10 only because there's no city code greater than a few characters. However, I prefer to put 10 to avoid any error when I try to type the city codes. And by the way, this is the foreign key. The primary key is here and it is the same. So when I created the primary key here, variable character 10, I use the same thing here. Now I have the full database ready to be transformed to a physical database. I have all the tables with the primary keys and data types. So now we already completed the theoretical part of this course. In the next part, we need to learn how to create a database and tables in our data management systems.